They said, oh no, to her little photo. I speak of a Miami woman who claims she was kicked off a U.S. Airways flight in Philadelphia for snapping a picture of an employee's name tag. Sandy DeWitt, love her sister Joyce, says Toniella G., I hope I'm saying that right, was being rude to customers in the boarding area, so she took a picture of her name tag so she could write a complaint letter. Later, Toniella, or whatever, confronted DeWitt and demanded she delete the picture, which she did. But DeWitt says she was then escorted from the plane by 2 flight attendants and she'd been deemed a security risk. She was later executed on the tarmac.
What?
No, she wasn't. But should she have? Let's discuss this in our
lightning round. Lightning round.
Remy, the airline says there's more to this story, that the woman was using foul language and had to be removed at the captain's request. Do you buy that, or do you think that the flight attendant was just ticked off this woman took a picture of her?
No, I think that the airline is telling the truth. Really? I've represented a lot of people who've gotten into trouble in the airport or on the plane before they take off.
Really?
People can be pretty nasty, and yeah, I think that I think it was a two-way street.
Interesting.
All right. Jesse, do you blame the flight attendant when you get mad if some busybody said, you've been a lousy comic tonight, I'm taking your picture?
No, flight attendant autocracy is getting out of control. It's like the Stanford prison experiment. I was on a flight a couple weeks ago, and I had my headphones in, and I clearly was holding in my hand the jack, so it was this is not plugged in, and she still forced me to take it off. It's this isn't an electronic device anymore. And we went back and forth, and I was I'm 5 seconds from getting kicked off this plane.
Yeah, you can feel it.
I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
And I was if this goes on for another 4 seconds, she's just gonna round up all the iPhone and iPad users and just make an embarrassing nude passenger pyramid over by the exit row with all of us to teach us a lesson.
Terrible. Terrible and arousing. Judith, doesn't he does make a point, though. There is, we've talked about it on the show, there's a sense of, there's an extra layer of, fear that you might do something that pisses off a flight attendant and she will pull the plug on you.
Absolutely. It's the TSA Gestapo. I mean, it's you dare not tell somebody that they're touching you in the wrong place.
Yeah.
They're doing something you don't want them to do. They're talking to you in a way that's rude. The passenger has no rights.
Yeah.
Except you're paying, of course. You're paying a lot of money every single day.
The only thing that bugs me, though, is if somebody, this woman this passenger does seem annoying to me. Just the fact that she took a picture. When somebody does that, that's meant to provocate.
She couldn't remember the name.
Yeah.
What's wrong with her? She couldn't remember.
How can you not remember Toniella?
She was probably drunk and out of control.
Abby,
Maybe she didn't have a pen and pencil handy. Maybe she just had the cell phone she's not supposed to be using on the plane.
Well, I have the same problem all the time. And I always get into tussles with it when I'm in the plane, but I just take pictures of the passengers.
Yeah.
Normally when they're asleep, and whatever reason, the flash usually wakes them up.
Yeah.
And it's just a hobby.
No, but I love that coffee table book you put out of male flight attendants.
Yes.
But just lounging around in your apartment.
It's a retrospective, and I prefer to see them with some of their uniform on, rather than the whole thing. It shows a different side to them.
Yes.
I like the floor angles in particular.
Shut up, Bill.
Okay.
Just because I'm not talking doesn't mean you continue talking.
Well,
okay?
I hate awkward silence.
All right. I love the airlines, by the way. Can't emphasize that enough in case I'm flying soon. 19-year-old woman was caught trying to sneak her boyfriend out of a Mexican prison following a conjugal visit. Conjugal. I always mispronounce that. Conjugal.
I didn't think there was a way to make conjugal visits more fun.
Yeah, but it's conjugal.
Conjugal.
Anyway.
It's a Mexican word.
Yeah, I know. How did I screw that up? Cops found the man curled up in the fetal position inside a suitcase the woman was pulling. The cops thought she seemed a little nervous, and the suitcase did seem bulky. Jesse, I'm so afraid to go to you right now, but you got to admire their moxie, right?
I do. I mean, really think about it. And I'd like to, first of all, say that this is not the opinion of Greg Gutfeld or Fox News, that this is my own observation about this.
So you're going to make a joke that I told you not to use?
No, I'm not going to do it. No, I just wanted to freak you out in advance. I'm not going to do it. I just say, is it crazy that airport screeners, are less... There's less airport screening at airports than there is at Mexican prisons.
Yeah.
People didn't think it was weird when she brought in a giant empty suitcase with nothing in it but a collection of fake mustaches. Didn't that seem suspicious to you?
I don't know. Maybe he was because there's conjugal. You could bring stuff in, and then I thought it was kind of inventive. Judith, to me, this is an incredibly romantic story. I mean, I think that they deserve freedom for this.
If I know how to say l'amour in Spanish, I would, but I don't know. creativity, yes. Maybe she should go on What's My Line, except
Yeah.
it's not on anymore.
Yeah, that's a shame. Remy, would you do that for a man?
It's true love, Greg.
It really is.
It's true love. I mean, it's a crime to keep them apart.
It really is.
And they may not for much longer.
Yes, they'll be together. Bill, you actually sleep in a box about that size, so you're not that
It's
impressed
not
by
that
this.
difficult. There's
No.
nothing in this that impressed me. But
Yeah.
my favorite part is the picture. When he's doing this, as if this somehow quells the embarrassment.
Yeah.
I said it's a little less bad because we can't really see his face. All is protected.
You could
now.
fit in there, Bill. I think you
I
could.
think we could fit in there.
You know what? It's great advertisement for that company.
Yeah.
If they should just come out with buy that picture and just a whole line of where to sleep when you got nowhere to go. Something like that.
I hope you're
guess.
watching, Louis Vuitton. Unlike
right.
you authorities.
Time for another break. And remember to check out the new Red Eye podcast. There's a new one every day. To catch them, go to foxnewsradio.com and click on Red Eye. Tonight we talked about what we did over the weekend. Bill, you did nothing.
No one asked me, Greg.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
if I
right.
recall.
Yeah, we didn't ask you.
No one asked me what I did this weekend.